And the newest wave of immigration coming into the area are the Russians. And Russians love the ocean, not the pool. It was sort of like the Catskill Mountains, like a bungalow colony, all surrounding the swimming pool, but instead of up in the Catskills, it was right here in Brooklyn. And now, it's going to be torn down, and it'll become high-rise condo apartments, probably, with a beach club, but it's not going to be the same. How many years have you been coming here?
50 years and up.
Have you had the same locker all these years?
Same locker.
No kidding. What's your fondest memory?
Well, I made a lot of friends. Some of them are gone, and some of them just didn't join again because they kept on raising the prices.
Now, Freddie, you did a show on Broadway. It was called
Catskills on Broadway.
Okay. What exactly do you remember first if I just hit you, Catskills?
I remember everything. I worked 340 different hotels and bungalow colonies up there.
All right.
Catskills was the most unique resort area in the world. It came about because Jews weren't accepted into the other hotels in the area because they were restricted. So guys opened little farmhouses. They became hotels. In order to compete, each hotel decided to put in entertainment. One hotel would book bigger names than the other as they got bigger. And that was where so many great comedians started their career. Danny Kaye, Sid Caesar,
Buddy
Hackett, Jackie Mason, Alan King, Jan Murray, Jack Carter, the list is endless. That whole generation of comedians owe their careers to the Catskill Mountains.
Freddie and I met in the Catskills, I think it was over 30 years ago. He was the social director at the Homoac, and I was the social director at the Concord Hotel.
I was not there in the heyday. I didn't start out being a social director of the Catskills. I didn't know what the Catskills were. I came from Pennsylvania. What do I know? I didn't know anything about the Catskills. Catskills for me was just supposed to be something to do to make a living while I was waiting to become a big star. And you could see what happened. I became a big star, and I don't work at the Catskills anymore.
If I said to you, name as many hotels and cooker lanes as you can.
Oh. In Parksville alone, you had the Paramount, the Tansville, the Grand, the Klein's Hillside, for starters. Then you went to Liberty and you had Grossinger's, the Riverside and Divine Corners, Swan Lake, the Stevensville, the Commodore. I could be here till Tisha B'Av, naming this.
Now, how about Tamarack Lodge?
Tamarack, wonderful resort. Dave Levinson, who also owned the Algiers in Florida. And Tamarack was great. He also owned bungalow colonies, and those guests came to the shows. So all of those hotels have wonderful memories.
What do you remember about Tamarack?
Tamarack. I remember it was on Route 52. Was it 52, right? Route 52. And it was right near the Nevele. I used to stay at the Nevele for the summers. I was like the house comedian there for the summer. You know, I used to do a show for them Wednesday night. They would pay my room and board. And I had a place to stay. I play golf during the day. I run to the shows at night. And I did one show a week at the Nevele. Nevele was great in those days.
You know, that was the first time I was in Tamarack. I went to see a comic by the name of Shecky Green. Somebody told me how great he was, and Shecky got a standing ovation, walked off stage, and punched a hole in the wall and said, "What a terrible audience." Never forget. I tell Shecky that story all the time.
Okay, have you been up to the remains of Tamarack?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because they had a sign, they were trying to make it an Indian casino and they found out the people weren't on the level.
No, they weren't Indians, they were Jews, but they wore feathers, and it didn't work for them.
What slot machines they'll have up here when they get gambling? What symbols on the slot machines? No cherries, no oranges, prunes.
And I'll be back later, but I bring to the stage now one of my co-stars, a dear friend for over 30 years, traveled our show business world with such stars as Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons, Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet, Engelbert Humperdinck. The list is endless. Please welcome the very funny Mr. Stewie Stone.
Let's hear it for Freddie Roman, our Dean. I can't tell what a thrill it is to be back in Brooklyn. I've been all over the world, but this is probably the highlight of my career. You have no idea what this means to me. Thursday night in Brooklyn, what this means to me. Who knows, if I do good tonight, next week Canarsie. So you never know what happens. You're a Canarsie boy? I'm a Brooklyn boy. I'm originally from Livonia Avenue. Be proud, I still have a summer home there, and I come back to Brooklyn. I'm a Brooklyn boy. I went to Erasmus Hall High School, Brooklyn College, 181, public school, 246.
Can I ask you something? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Erasmus, so did I. What year did you graduate?
57.
Okay, I'm a 61.
61. So you're younger than Streisand.
Yeah?
Yeah, Streisand is 2 years behind me.
Right.
And Lainey Kazan, Elaine Levine, she's a year younger than me. But it's so great to come back because Brooklyn was always my life. Who says you can't come home? This is home. It's the greatest, and this is where it all started. I played drums, and I used to work for Stephen Scott, Maya Davis, Lester Lannon. That's when I had my dreams of becoming a comedian. And I would do the weddings and the bar mitzvahs, and up until I was 30, I thought all swans were made out of chopped liver, so I never knew. And I'm no different. I'm in the car with my wife, I'm driving, I gotta go, I pull over, she goes in, I wait, she comes out. Did you go? No, it's dirty. I get back in the car. And if you get mad, will you go? They give you this. You expect me to go in there? It's dirty, you expect me to go in there? How many times you heard this in 15 years? It's easy for a man. A man can go anywhere. A man can just whip it out on a picnic. I don't know about you, pal, but my whipping days are over. Because I don't have the same body I had when I was a young Turk. I remember when I was a young kid growing up in Brooklyn. We never went on vacations. We didn't have a place like this to come to watch a show, thanks to Marty. I would go to my mother. I said, Mom, it's the summer. Where are we going for the vacation? You know what she told me? The Stoop. That's where you're going for your vacation. And if we had a few bucks, you know where we went? To the St. George Hotel. By applause. How many people still remember the St. George Hotel? Was that the best? You'd swim all day, you'd end the day by going to the steam room. Now, when you were a young guy, you ever wear a towel in the steam room? No self-respecting man would ever wear a towel in the steam room. I was proud of my body when I was young. I used to walk around naked. I just looked down. I was happy when I saw it. It was pink. It was cute. It was workable. It didn't scare anybody. I go to a steam room now and wear galoshes, an overcoat, a muffler. I look down. I'm not happy what I see anymore. It's not pink anymore. It's got rings around it like a tree. I have to tell you, I just did a cruise. You were the youngest audience I have seen in the last 2 weeks. If I hear the sound of phlegm one more time in my life, see here, that's all you hear on a cruise. You know who goes on cruises? The parents, the people that live in Florida go on cruises. Have you been to Florida? I love Florida. Nicest people in the world live in Florida. I will never put you down. I love the way these old guys dress in Florida. They wear pink, green, and lavender leisure suits. Is that amazing? Jewish men retire to dress like pimps. I mean, I cannot believe that.
And I love senior citizens. In Florida, I love them. They try to help you. I drive, I get lost, I don't know where I'm going. I see a senior in the corner. I say, how do you get to 95? He says, don't eat meat. You know, all the golfers there, the weather's good, all the restaurants, all the Broadway shows come to Florida. Somebody said to me, did you see the vagina monologues? I said, I saw the opening.
Well, that's comedy today. You must have ethnic pride. That's what I love about working in Brooklyn. This is the melting pot of the country. They're made up of every ethnic minority, and we get along. That's what's great. Listen, I'm Jewish. I'm proud of my best friend, Frankie Valli. He's Italian. Any Italians out there this evening? Really? God bless you. Let me make you feel comfortable. Watch this. The real name is Stewie Stone. I'm of the Hebraic faith, I tell you that. I know I look Italian. People say, how does a Jewish kid get a name like Stewie Stone? I will tell you the truth. My father came over on the boat. His name was Reuben Sonnenberg. So somebody told him, change your name. Said, nobody know you're Jewish. You will blend in America. So from Reuben Sonnenberg, it became Robert Stone, and it worked. Nobody ever knew he was Jewish. The fact he had a beard, yarmulke and tzitzits had nothing to do with it.
Now, my name is Capri. Happens to be an Italian name. Very famous Italian name, Capri. When I was born, they named an island after me. New Guinea. I have a large family. I'm one of those families. My mother hated everything. She hated everything. She hated my first wife. When they got the wedding pictures back, my mother just hung up the frame. And my grandfather, he had Alzheimer's, Italian Alzheimer's. That's where you forget everything except the grudge.
You Italians are great. I love Italians. You can always spot an Italian on the boardwalk. You guys walk. Walls get out of your way. Italians have energy. This is where they walk. Hey, Vinny Nunzi, come on, let's go. Energy. You ever see Jews walk? All Jews schlep. That's our culture. A Jew could be 9 to 90. We walk like we have the weight of the world on our shoulders. This is where Jewish people walk. Hold the elevator.